I heard that. I heard that. Okay. Looks like the stream is working. Appreciate that. Thank you guys for coming in today. I'm streaming on Twitch. We're going to do a deep dive into what we know so far about Crimson Desert. One of the purposes of this stream is to look at where we are so far. It's not going to be heavy interaction with chat. Thanks, Gail, for coming in. And the goal will be, when this is over, to upload this to YouTube. I was debating whether I should just do this on my own and then edit it and upload it to YouTube, but I thought, let's just go ahead and stream it and then upload it to YouTube, and then I'll put chapters in on the YouTube video if you want to skip around. But Twitch and YouTube is different. YouTube is heavily edited content, so it's boom, 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 boom. Twitch, there's a lot of pauses and things like that. So if you're watching on YouTube, on this VOD, just it's going to be like that, and I'll try to get chapters in and stuff like that. I know there's the Crimson Desert is a game with I consider it kind of under the radar right now, because there's just been so much going on in the gaming world, and it's a game that was announced years ago, like many years ago. And I was one of the very first people to join the Discord for it. And they initially didn't know what to do. This was going to be some kind of prequel to Black Desert Online. And I think at one time it was going to be a part of the game. They decided to make it a separate game. And then back then they weren't sure what it was going to be, what this game was going to be. I had initially made videos on this. You're going to hear sound alerts funny sounds during the stream today as well. How's it going, Carl? So this game was like, it was initially like some kind of in-game cooperative gameplay where you would have all these people that actually would be alongside you during the game. And I remember making videos about that. They changed all that. They had a release date of a long time ago.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nope. They had a release date a long time ago, and then they canceled everything in terms of the release date. Then COVID hit, and I believe during this time they actually built a brand new studio, and a very high-tech studio. And they had martial artists in there, and occasionally they would have one of their conferences, Pearl Abyss or whatever, and they would briefly talk about Crimson Desert. So the Discord that I was in was completely dead. I mean, you might have a message posted in the Discord maybe once every 6 months. The Discord is popping now because we have a release date. And we're going to go over today. The main purpose today is to go over the 2 videos that they recently released showing you some things about the game. So these are very recent videos, and they're not long. They're like 9 and 15 minutes, but I will be pausing them frequently because we're going to analyze what they've put out there and contrast and compare and stuff like that. There's also a video that they made about a year ago, which is 50 minutes of gameplay. These videos are all from their YouTube channel, not anyone else's. It's their YouTube channel. So I'm going to link all this stuff on the YouTube video if you haven't seen this and want to see it. The 50-minute video is probably more indicative of what you're going to be doing. It plays like a typical, RPG where you're going to be interacting with a lot of people. There's a deep story, It's a huge world, and you'll be introduced slowly to the different systems and stuff like that. Thank you, Keith, for coming in. Thank you guys on Twitch again. I'll do the best I can here, and as soon as this stream is over, I will be uploading the stream to YouTube as is. And the other things here, and let's look at this first slide before we go into the videos. I got 3 slides and then video. Guys, this game is $70 for the base game. I have not purchased it yet. I still have not purchased it yet. Yeah, give me your games, you know. Let me know what games you want me to cover in the future. You can put that in Discord or whatever. The thing that's been going on, Keith and others, is there's just been so much noise out in the gaming world. We've had this whole Ashes of Creation thing. Now we have this release of the World of Warcraft stuff. We have Arc Raiders going on. We are getting into the real meat of the year of game releases. So look at here, March 19th. That's a little bit more than a month away for this particular game. So in Pearl Abyss, which everyone should know who Pearl Abyss is, that's Black Desert Online, a game that I put in many, many hours. This game actually has a little bit of a look to it that looks like Black Desert Online. I put many, many hours into Black Desert Online in terms of solo play, in terms of professions, and life skills, they call it. So Black Desert Online is a very deep game, and it has changed over the years. I don't think it is as popular as it used to be, but it's a beautiful game, and it's a great game. Now, look at this. Right away we get some information here. Crimson Desert is an open-world action adventure game set in the beautiful yet brutal continent of Pywel. Embark on a journey as the Greymane Kliff. So Greymane is your faction, Kliff is your name, and restore what has been lost. Explore uncharted lands. Explore. Fight against threats that stand in your way, and discover the wonders the world has in store. Release date March 19th, like I said, 2026. Pearl Abyss is the developer and publisher. They have a pretty good track record. They have a pretty good reputation as far as I know. Now, look at this. Look at the tags. Action, open world, adventure, combat, and single player. So this is coming out as a single player game. Now there are rumors, and there may already be facts, that in the future they are going to implement a multiplayer version of this game, similar to what Grand Theft Auto did, but I don't know what the word is on that. Also, the fact that it's single player means that when you pay your $70, that's pretty much it. I don't think this is going to be like BDO where they just keep hitting you up with sales and things to purchase. So that's a good sign. Now there may be DLC in the future, potentially, and maybe there'll be a small cost to that, but I am going to assume here for now that your cost structure should be pretty good. And all we need to worry about now is the quality of the game. Okay? So I think the cost structure is decent. So we can now focus on the quality of the game. And there's a lot of people, and if you look at the state of gaming right now, yeah, that's right. Gail says has DLCs. Yes, we know about DLCs. We want to look at the MTX and see if they do anything with that. But for now, I'm going to assume that we are okay for now. But let's see what they do in the future. And if you look at the gaming landscape right now, we are in a world of ARPGs, action role-playing games. And the ones that are dominant right now, a lot of them are the isometric ones with Diablo 4, Path of Exile 2, and there's some other games out there as well. And I'm not going to talk about Arc Raiders because I don't play it. The shooters and stuff like that I don't really cover because I just don't play those games. The world of gaming it's like I think what's happening is a lot of people do love single player games. Even when there's an MMO, the first thing a lot of people are looking for is how much of it can I play solo? A lot of people purchased Ashes of Creation thinking it was going to be a theme park MMO, and a lot of their responses on the discussion board on Steam was, let's get more solo content into the game. Of course, we know what happened with Ashes. That's a story for another time. In fact, it's probably been covered over and over again, and it's just got disaster written all over it. We know that. So I think we got to reach a point where it's time to move on from the rubbernecking of the accident that we just saw with Ashes of Creation. And yeah, it was a circus more than a theme park, but the original structure of Ashes, where they're trying to make a game that was similar to Arcade, stuff like that. Very guild-driven and sandboxy and PvP. And then if you ever read the wiki for Ashes, it was, you knew it was going to be almost impossible to deliver what they wanted to do. And they screwed it up. They should have identified phases, released the game in phases, and so there's something to do. But it's just a complete mess and a huge waste of money as well. Crimson Desert is scheduled for March 19th, as we said, released on PC. Steam, if I buy it, that's where I'll be buying it. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and Mac OS. The title, developed by Pearl Abyss, will be single-player, open-world action adventure game. Here is the specifications. Hey now! That's right. The minimum requirements and the recommended. They've got the different systems here, and this is for the PC, of course, because on those consoles they're all standard. And I'm of course, for the NVIDIA is what I'm interested in, but you could look at this and freeze this frame if you want to on the VOD. You must have an SSD. Minimum is GTX 1060, and they recommend an RTX 2080. I have an RTX 2080 Super, so it's still hanging in there. My good old 2080 Super is still hanging in there. i5 processor, so it's not too bad here. You can get away with a lot. 135 gigabyte storage, and so yeah. So they've got two videos. The first one, features overview. Number one, there's two videos. Kliff and the open world of Pywel. Like I said, I'm going to try to render these in 4K. Like I said, I will be pausing these constantly. This is not a stream where it's like, oh, let's watch this, Let's just watch it fully. That's not what this stream is. If I see something of interest, we will be pausing the stream, okay? Hey now.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the first Crimson Desert Features Overview video.
Okay, right there. It's the first Features Overview video. This came out recently. And then there's a second one I'm going to show you, which is even more recently. There's a third one coming that hasn't been released yet. When we get that one, I will make another video, either live stream or video of that one, depending upon how valuable that content is. Look at this image right here.
In this series, we'll be sharing information about several gameplay features and providing a look into what you can expect when you step into the world of Crimson Desert.
Well, you could already see here there's going to be some kind of flight mechanism in the game. I believe they give you these early on. You ride as a crow, and then later on you get a dragon to fly. So already pretty cool. This is a single player game. Until further notice, they might make this some cooperative multiplayer stuff in the future, but as of today, this is launching as a single player game.
Today, we'll cover our main protagonist Kliff and his story, as well as the open world where your journey will take place. This is the continent of Pywel, a seamless open world filled with natural.
Seamless open world. Seamless open world. Starfield, I'm looking at you. Loading screen after loading screen after... What a disaster. What a disaster Starfield was. What a complete, utter disaster.
Beauty. Here you'll find both vast wilderness stretching as far as the eye can see, and bustling cities inhabited by residents from all walks of life.
You can already see here, this has a very Black Desert Online feel to it, just by walking through the towns.
As you explore, you may also come across ancient ruins and more just waiting to be discovered.
As you explore, this is what I'm interested in. As you explore, you may also come across ancient ruins and more waiting to be discovered. I want an open world game like this where I could just try to cover every square inch. And maybe I come over to this little off-beaten path, and there's a little something you interact with, and a door opens to a cave. No one knows about it. There's no quest line for it.
But for all its beauty, danger lurks in all corners. Rival factions clash in deadly conflicts. Hostile forces roam the lands. And high above, in the realm known as the Abyss, a growing mystical imbalance threatens to push the world toward chaos.
Okay, so here we go with these type of game where you have what seems like a normal world, but there's another world as well, and that's what they call the Abyss. There's going to be plenty of combat in these videos, and so far the combat looks pretty good, but for me, I need to play it first to know exactly like how I'm going to enjoy it or whatever.
This is where you step in.
Here, take these wings. It's time to return.
So early on, you're already going to interact with the Abyss structure, and then you're going to get your first, like, so luckily this I think comes early. You're going to get your wings at least early.
You will play as Kliff, a formidable warrior of the Greymanes, a faction hailing from the region of Pywel. Renowned for their commitment to peace, the Greymanes have long fought for their homeland's unity and protected the innocent. To Kliff, his fellow Greymanes are family in all but name, and he has fought with them side by side, determined to preserve unity in their lands.
Rest well.
But we first join Kliff in the days after that peace is shattered.
Gian has fallen, and with the great leader's death, Our land, Payloon, once unified, has been plunged into chaos. And now, a bloody battle unfolds between the Greymanes, who fight to uphold his will, and the Black Bear forces that seek to set it aflame.
Your journey begins with reuniting the surviving Greymanes to rebuild the faction and reclaim your homeland.
Black Bear bastards swore up and down you were dead. Ross!
But as you venture farther, the clearer it will become that the fate of more than just the Greymanes is in your hands. Forces of greed and malice wreak havoc across the continent, while a far greater threat emerges. The gazes of dark forces are fixed on the Abyss, a mysterious realm that holds power beyond imagination. And in doing so, drives the balance of this unknown world and the continent below ever deeper into chaos. Fragments of the Abyss are falling to the lands below and lie scattered across Pywel. Defeating those that seek to use these remnants and restoring the Abyss's broken balance will be an important part of your journey.
Okay, so you have the Abyss, remnants fall from the Abyss. They're probably scattered throughout, and interacting with that is probably going to be a big part of this. Those graphics.
This holds what the world itself will contain,
The Abyss.
which is why they plot to open the gate.
What's behind it?
Pure power, raw and untamed.
The moment it is claimed by a single hand, ruin is sure to follow.
If we fail to do so, countless lives will be lost. We can't do this alone. Naira, gather all of the Greymanes.
Consider it done.
Pick focus! They're all fucking dead!
The story of Crimson Desert centers on Kliff.
This way.
How's this?
Hey now.
But as his tale unfolds, two new playable characters will come to join your journey.
Two new playable characters will come. Okay. So, how is that going to work? We can become those other characters? Do they have their own storyline, their own combat?
As these characters become available, you will be able to freely explore Pywel and undertake many quests outside the main story with them.
When you say with them, you mean as them. As them. Yep. Yep. This is what I've been waiting for. So that's called Garnet. So how intricate is the gathering system? Here's some minerals. You have a mining pick. Is the mining pick just a standard tool? Are there upgrades for it? Is it how deep does the gathering system go into this game before even talking about what Garnet is going to be used for?
Each character has their own combat style, as well as unique skills and weapons.
Okay, so each character, so that's a total of 3, has their own combat style as well as unique skills and weapons. So 3 different, looks like 3 different playable characters.
Allowing you to experience the world and its battles in different ways. Pywel is made up of 5 regions, each
Okay, so the whole map made up of 5 regions, each holding stories to be told and discoveries waiting to be found.
holding stories to be told and discoveries waiting to be found.
It's beautiful. Got some BDO vibes in here.
The main questline follows Kliff's journey through the central story, but questing in Pywel goes far beyond following a single path.
Questing goes far beyond just following a single path. Okay, I like that. The continent is full of other tales, encounters, hidden challenges that all shape your adventure. And before he even says it, here it is. You're free to take them on in any order you choose.
The continent is full of other tales, interesting encounters, and hidden challenges that all shape your adventure, and you're free to take them on in any order you choose.
Look, what's this? Oh, it looks like there's puzzles in the game. You know, rotating things, moving stuff, putting puzzle pieces together. Here's the map and a rollover Calfade logging camp. A logging base that ensures a stable supply of military timber. Faction information. House Lanford. Okay, so it says, I'm just looking at the top there if there's anything interesting here. Skills, others, factions, environment, quests. So a logging base that ensures a stable supply of military lumber for who? Is this are you going to be using this lumber? Or is this just a is this just a definition of some place that has lumber, and then you go there and maybe clear it out or something? But is there anything else? Is there anything deeper to this supply of timber? What if is this unable to use until I clear it, and once I clear it, then timber becomes available to my faction? I don't know.
Many of Pywel's quests revolve around the factions, houses, and organizations of Pywel.
Factions, houses, and organizations.
Some of these quests are grand, with large-scale objectives like reclaiming fortresses and taking on formidable foes.
Do you know how to drive a wagon? Would you take the reins and get me to the trading post?
While others are quieter, requiring you to help residents with everyday tasks.
Black Desert Online.
From the outset, some factions will be friendly and may give you missions.
The Bleed Bandits are raising an army of their own. And worse still, they've stolen the family spear manual. My son Graham went to reclaim it, but he's gone silent. With the rest of my men serving the Duke, I find myself in need of your aid.
Others, however, are hostile forces.
Pretty interesting. We're looking like on an RPG game. You want that immersion. You want to know the people. You want to meet people. They ask you for help. How is that implemented? I want to freeze some of the stuff they go over quick. I want to freeze it and read it. Roothold. House Celeste. A stronghold centered around the Elder Tree, an ancient power source. However, others are hostile forces who are residing in or occupying the area.
forces who are residing in or occupying the area. Roothold, originally under the jurisdiction of House Celeste, is currently blockaded, under siege by the invading forces of Gwen Kraber. The area will be liberated once Gwen Kraber and Kraber's soldiers are defeated.
A little bit of a boss.
Roothold is now back under the control of its right.
Faction quest, Chain of Eldertree, defeat the boss. Okay, that's done. Obtain the artifact.
Rightful faction, House Celeste.
Abyss artifact.
Enemy forces have withdrawn, and the region will now be safe to travel.
Enemy forces have withdrawn, and the region will now be safe to travel. So, I don't know if this is a logistically important region that makes it to where now you could just, like, you can walk through here yourself, or is this safe to travel for others, NPCs in the game? And, or is this just talk, right? He's saying it's now safe to travel. Is that just, you know, hey, just take our word for it. It doesn't really mean anything else. You didn't unlock some special feature in the game to where merchants can now travel through this settlement to reach another settlement that you have connected to this settlement. Okay? For now, I'm going to assume that this is just talk, and there's really no complexities underneath the surface here.
In other liberated locations, the homes of rightful residents may be restored.
Wait a minute. In other liberated locations, so now we're beyond that one. The homes of the residents may be restored. Again, are you just talking? Or is there a process to restore their homes? Or is it just by clearing out the locations they can restore their homes and nothing else is going to happen? There's no more complexities. What is it? Which is it?
Rewards for faction quests will be helpful in your character progression. From meeting new merchants to receiving equipment for your journey and gaining access to resources like lumber, stone.
Meeting new merchants, receiving equipment for your journey. So as you clear these areas, and gaining access to resources like lumber and stone. To do what with exactly? What am I going to use lumber for? Is it a deliverable to someone? Am I going to be getting an axe to chop trees? Mining equipment? And then if I am, what am I going to do with that stuff? Am I going to build? Am I going to deliver? What is going to happen after I get access to these resources? What's available to me? Can I build my own little house with, crafting stations in it? Or, and build defenses or.
And other materials you'll need to rebuild the Greymane.
Greymane's home. How am I going to do that? How is that going to happen? What is the actual process of rebuilding their homes? How interactive is it? How involved is it?
Greymane's home.
Ooh.
In Pywel, exploration is more than travel.
Oh.
It's discovery. Whether it's finding undiscovered points.
Aha. Explore. Remember Todd Howard? Go anywhere, do anything. Make the game how you want it. So this place right here doesn't look like it is a quest path where you're actually directed to go here. So finding undiscovered points of interest. Castle, ruins, tomb, hidden treasure map. 9. 9? They're using a controller here, obviously.
Of interest. Hidden treasures.
Okay, look at this. So I've seen this in other games. That's what I want. I want to be able to, I don't want a quest path. I want to just jump around and find a little POI. And maybe because the map is so big, maybe if you get close, maybe it tells you, hey, there's a POI nearby on your little mini map. And then now this here, notice that this is a image. Yeah, just like Sea of Moving Ice, but Elder Scrolls Online did the same thing with one of their releases, I remember. Where, and there's other games too probably that do this. They just give you the image. That's it, the image. And then you need to go like see where this is. You're going to be looking for a log here, this stuff here, these trees, and you know you're getting close. This to me, and then there's going to be people that are going to make videos on, all the treasure maps, And yeah, Neverwinter did it too.
Or simply a vantage point to take in the view. There is much that will draw your curiosity to wander.
Okay, how did you know that door would open? How did you get here, and how did you know that door would open? Treasure chest.
With sights, secrets, and surprises along the way catching your attention, and no strict path, you can pretty much go anywhere that captures you.
You can go anywhere that captures your imagination. I like that. To where, like, okay, I've done some main sequence quest stuff. I've had enough for now. I'm tired of talking to people. I'm just going to go around in the environment and, like, see what I can find. And some of these hills, I mean, I should be able to climb them, jump off, fly around a little bit.
Your interest.
Go anywhere captures your interest. Good.
A trusty steed provides reliable travel, but Kliff himself can climb and even glide across distances.
Tether. Oh, look at this.
Further into your journey, you'll also gain access to a missile-firing mech.
Okay, I want that.
And a dragon that will allow you to soar high above.
I wonder when you get the dragon. That's definitely going to be a reason to continue to play. I don't know how you get this. Maybe you have to defeat it. I don't know.
The world. On your journey, you will meet a wide variety of the continent's inhabitants as part of everyday life in Pywel. Amongst them, hostile factions and enemies each present their own threats, from well-trained soldiers and sorcerers to ferocious beasts and machines that will test your combat skill and adaptability. And for those seeking a different kind of challenge,
like me, ooh, we got platforming. and puzzles.
Pywel holds many mysteries. From ancient mechanisms hidden in forgotten ruins to enigmatic puzzles, each rewarding keen observation and problem solving.
Okay, I want these to not show up on your mini-map. You just discover them. These things. No, Bofi. Yeah.
Now, let's
Okay.
go over just some of the things you can discover out in the world. The Abyss is a mysterious realm brimming with secrets and untold power.
Okay.
Its influence stretches far beyond its own borders, spilling into the lands of Pywel.
Oh, what's this? He did something, and then what are these white dots? Are these locations to go to, or just some animation?
Fragments have fallen to the world below and lie scattered across the continent.
Fragments have fallen to the world below and lie scattered across the continent. Like this one here, you could see. I guess if you get close enough, it shows up on your map, I guess.
And discovering these remnants will be an important part of your journey.
Puzzle time.
You'll come across artifacts, powerful items necessary to unlock and upgrade your skills.
Okay. Yeah, POIs probably would be on your mini-map if you get close, I think.
Artifacts can be earned through quests and combat.
Artifacts can be earned through quest combat, while others lie in more hidden corners of the world.
While others lie in more hidden corners of the world, waiting for those willing to stray from the beaten path.
It's me.
Traces of the Abyss you discover
Travel
will
point.
open up fast travel locations, making it easier to revisit and explore the areas of Pywel you've discovered.
There we go.
In time, your search will inevitably take you to the Abyss itself. Venturing into its mysterious realms will put your wits to the test as you uncover its secrets and restore the Abyss's broken balance.
Puzzle, puzzle, puzzle.
Across Pywel lie valuable equipment and items.
Across Pywel lie valuable equipment and items. Equipment? This is an upcoming RPG from Pearl Abyss, launching March 19th. Crimson Desert.
Some tucked away in hidden corners.
Some tucked away in hidden corners.
Others guarded fiercely within enemy camps, forts, and strongholds. Many of the items you uncover may offer powerful and helpful advantages in combat and exploration.
I like.
Even the smaller items you collect.
So you have a fireplace and some boards. Knock those down.
Along the way can prove unexpectedly useful, benefiting those who search every path and face every
Benefiting those who search every path is exactly what I like. I don't like rushing through a game. I like, even a game like Path of Exile 2, I like doing full clears, because I don't know what I'm going to find. So I want this, benefiting those who search every path. And again, being single player, that you don't have to worry about the economy. You don't have to worry about becoming overpowered because relative to other players. There's a lot of advantages here to make it to where, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So getting paid for exploration, something I really like.
challenge. The world of Pywel is rich with knowledge waiting
Knowledge. Knowledge. Black Desert Online has a knowledge system.
to be uncovered, from knowledge about its inhabitants and wildlife to skills, items, and more.
What was that little... What was that? What was that little thing you just sent out? Oh, you reached a location, and then you gained knowledge by reaching this location. You made it to Dewhaven territory, and you acquired knowledge. You acquired knowledge. Now, what? I want to see the interface for the knowledge. Co-op, no. It's single-player game for now. Do you know if there's any co-op stuff since it's now an RPG, not an MMO? I don't know if there's any co-op with the NPCs, but there will not be co-op with other players, at least at this time. They may add some multiplayer stuff in the future, I heard, but consider this for now a single-player game where your interactions are with NPCs. So, knowledge acquired by reaching an area. So what's the benefit? What's my benefit of acquiring this knowledge? And where is the interface for the knowledge system?
This information can be acquired in many ways, by interacting with characters and objects.
Interacting with characters and objects. Look, he's talking to this guy. I assume he's going to learn to fish. He's going to acquire the knowledge to learn to fish. So again, yeah, possibly, Tim, I didn't play that game. Again, right here, observe fishing. The more you explore, the more you look around and meet interesting people, the more it could potentially benefit you.
Exploring new areas, and even observing from afar.
Knowledge acquired. Use fishing rod.
The knowledge you gather may provide clues to completing quests.
The knowledge you gather may provide clues to completing quests. Huh? Okay, first of all, the question is, if you're going to go fishing, what do you use the fish for? Mr. Game? They're really, like, I hope they're holding back. I hope they're holding back. The knowledge you acquired, the knowledge you gather may provide clues to completing quests.
Open paths to acquiring new skills.
So the knowledge can open paths to acquiring new skills or offer helpful guidance.
Or offer helpful guidance.
What's this? You're reading a frickin' book. Is this up in the Library of Providence or something, or just off the beaten path?
That's all for today's look at the story and world of Crimson Desert. In the future, we'll be highlighting combat.
What's this? Examine? Whatever's going on here, this video's over. Combat, progression, and life.
Progression, and life in Pywel, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.
Puzzle, puzzle, puzzle. Let's set up the next video. The next video is even shorter. It's 9 minutes long.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Crimson Desert Features overview video. Last time we took a closer...
Yeah, this game releases March 19th, and it's around $70 for the base game. And the hype is starting to build a little bit for it right now. This game has been in development for many, many years, and it went dark for several years, and they redid everything. Yeah, we've got it's not. I don't think it's cross-platform, but it's available on all platforms.
A look at Pywel, its characters, the stories within, and open-world exploration. Today, we'll be shifting our attention to another important aspect of the game: combat and progression. Combat in Crimson Desert is visceral, and the battlefield is yours to shape. You will grow your arsenal of skills, weapons, and equipment, and it'll be up to you how you use them.
Okay, you're going to grow your arsenal. Well, you know, how? Probably many different ways.
Whether it's an aggressive offense, precisely timed defense, or even using your mount and the environment to your advantage. Combat in Pywel is full of possibility.
I want that thing. But there
Wield a wide array of weapons from sword and
There's
shield,
elemental stuff.
spears, great swords, axes, and various ranged weapons. Each weapon has its own advantages, so switch back and forth to the ones that best fit your style and the situation you're in. Powerful weapon skills can be paired with hard-hitting, bare-handed hits and kicks, as well as a wide range of grapples to create seamless chains of attacks.
Chaining attacks just like Black Desert Online.
Elemental enhancements further
expand your options by empowering key abilities. So I think there is I think you have attacks that can be enhanced with elemental.
expand your options by empowering key abilities, allowing you to burn, freeze, and stun enemies. So combine weapons and chain skills the way you want and forge your own approach to combat.
Jump.
Your mobility and timing are also a big factor in combat. Slides, dodges, counters, and swings flow directly into attacks, keeping you mobile and relentless. Well-timed guards and dodges open up enemies for a counter, letting you strike back and keeping up the pressure. The result is combat that feels grounded, yet explosive and endlessly expressive.
I'm playing as her. The combat... Yeah, the combat... I feel like the current game of Black Desert Online... I don't know, seems like so much better. But this seems pretty raw. I'm not sure yet. But I'm not seeing like, you know, groundbreaking over-the-top animations. Some people may not like that. I like a lot of pretty explosions myself. It's exactly what it is. To me, this looks like BDO slop that's been made into a single-player game. Well, yeah, it's you're kind of right so far. And I personally am not... I'm like, my hype meter is just not there. I'm more interested in the exploration part right now. than I am in the combat. The combat looks like not that great to me so far, but it looks like I'm going to be mashing keys, you know, and I'm just not so sure about that. Yeah, the good thing is, so you're not going to have PvP and stuff like that. I'm still on the fence. Yeah, the customer characterization definitely minimal. I'm still on the fence whether I want to buy it. I mean, if they sent me a DM and said, "Hey, we're going to choose you as a focused content creator for the game, and we'll feature you or let you play the game early," I'll put down money on this game in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? But that's just coming from a content creator standpoint. But I have not committed to this game yet. But the exploration part is the one where I'm probably most interested in, because the combat just looks average to me so far. But, you know, that's the way I see it. There's a lot of games that are like this now. It is, you know, but this is Pearl Abyss, and they you know, like, I've had so many good hours with Black Desert Online that we got to at least take note and see what they got going on here.
Of course, the skills you've just seen won't all be available from the start.
Yeah.
If you've seen some of our previous gameplay videos, Kliff is usually shown at a much greater height of his power, wielding a wide range of devastating skills.
This game is brutal.
But when you awaken in the aftermath of the Black Bear's assault at the start of your journey, you start from scratch with a more limited set of abilities and equipment.
Understood.
A core part of your journey in Pywel is the transformation from a survivor into a truly formidable Greymane, and you decide how that progression takes place. As we mentioned in our previous features video, you will acquire artifacts, fragments of the abyss that have fallen to the world below, through quests, combat, and exploration.
Yeah, we saw that already, this thing with the abyss and artifacts coming down. Now, in BDO, you go to these areas, and there are just hordes of mobs located in these areas, and then you grind those mobs. I think this is I think there's going to be some BDO players that are going to come into this game, and they're going to be bored out of their minds, because they're used to just grinding mobs, building up their equipment, and grinding more mobs. I think there is definitely going to be some BDO players that are going to be coming into this game, and they're just going to say, "This is freaking boring," because there's going to be a lot of open area. You're not just going to have random groups of mobs everywhere scattered around, and that respawn, you know, because you're in an MMO environment. Once you clear a settlement in this game, I don't think the mobs come back again. I don't think so. So, get your role-play gaming hat on for this game. You know what I mean? Get your RPG hat on. Yeah, I mean, console players, you know, consoles, we know, what's the ratio, I mean, of games between PC and consoles? In terms of games, like, what is the ratio of how many games are available on the PC versus the console? I think this is a good couch game, probably, to play on the big screen, you know, but this is definitely, like, going to be different than just grinding mobs in BDO.
They lie at the end of many trials in the possession of powerful bosses, and hidden across Pywel, including up in the abyss.
Bosses in the abyss?
Acquiring these artifacts will...
Oh, look at the top left. Kliff, Damien, Unka. Is that the chick? This one? Stamina, energy consumed, enhancement requirements. They're keeping it very, you know, ancient looking. Upgrades. Acquiring these artifacts will be crucial to your progression. Yeah, I think console players might like it. I don't know. But I enjoy the prospect of a game like that where I get everything in the purchase as opposed to free ones. Yeah, that's the part I like too. The BDO is very tricky because you get into BDO and then there's a sale for you, a one-time sale for a new player. And they make it so tempting, it's like, you know, if you're going to keep playing the game, you got to keep spending money. Obtained artifacts 1.
Will be crucial to your progression as they enable you to increase core stats like health and stamina.
Okay.
Unlock new skills for more skill chaining.
Health, stamina, unlock new skills for more skill chaining potential. I think I like, I don't know, I need to see what these different characters do, but I'm already starting to kind of lean towards wanting to play as her.
Potential and enhance existing ones, thereby increasing your combat and exploration capabilities. Some skills and upgrades cannot be obtained through artifacts alone and must be observed firsthand out in the world.
Some skills cannot be obtained through artifacts alone. This looks like a puzzle. They must be observed firsthand out in the world. Is that knowledge or is that is knowledge? Look at this. Learning in progress. Force palm. What? Is that a knowledge system or what?
You may be the type to want to upgrade your stamina quickly to run and glide around.
Okay, so you can upgrade your stamina if you want to get around the world quicker, you know. Yeah, the good thing about this game is you could play at your own pace for sure. You're not trying to get anywhere, you know. There's no guild that you have to worry about. It's, you know. I'm trying to think of another game that is close to this. Like, I'm comparing this game to games like Fallout 4, Genshin Impact to some degree, but Genshin Impact is cooperative too. And but there is a huge world to explore and flying around in Genshin, and a lot of discovery. But I think Fallout 4 is one of the games I compare this to, because in a single-player game, even in an MMO, if you look at what BDO did with how you hire workers to do stuff for you, I just want to see how how deep does this world go? Like, I'm not seeing anything yet. I'm not seeing, you know, settlements where you clear a settlement and there are things happening. You connect settlements like in Fallout 4. You know, you bring settlers in from your guild, and then you accumulate materials. Like, where is all that?
The world longer to explore. Or you may want to unlock and upgrade all the diverse grappling skills to continuously slam enemies into the ground.
Okay. That's what you're into.
Decide which skills you want to combine and unleash during combat, and choose the direction of your progression by considering your playstyle.
Okay, I like that. Choose the direction of your playstyle You want to combine things together. Maybe there's millions of possibilities for combat. You know what I mean? Like the combat is, you know, without the combat, this game is a dead game for sure. But if you're going to have this open world like this, you know, you have opportunities here as a company to go crazy, to literally just go crazy. We know there's exploration. We know you get paid for wandering around off the beaten path. Good, good. What are the other complexities here? We saw in the last video you opened up lumber and stone. Well, and then you left me hanging. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean I've unlocked lumber and stone? What am I going to do with them? How does it work? What am I getting here? We know they have a knowledge system. But of course, without good combat and intricate combat and combinations, it's a dead game for sure. But, you know. Yeah, a lot of good hand combat stuff. And, the combat better be good. Otherwise, it's over. And, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm all, you know, me. Like, I love looking at, like, besides just the combat, like, I just want to walk around sometimes and find stuff and hire workers maybe and get a lumber mill going and use that to accumulate stuff that feeds into this other system. And then, you know, I upgrade that system and now I'm creating this material which can now be infused into my weapon.
Hey now.
And now I've got this material infused into my weapon, which not only makes it stronger, but adds a new animation to it. You know. Oh, how did you do that? Well, I had to clear out settlement XYZ. I had to clear out the one before it so a path can be made to there. I unlocked the lumber mill. I mined this material to feed into it, and now it's running. I'm creating this stuff, and I'm using it for this. Like we know he was mining something. We know he was mining something. They didn't go any further into what that's used for. They didn't go any further. So I'm looking at that. But of course, you got to have good combat. But in BDO and Pearl Abyss, they're like, they make some of the best combat I've ever seen. BDO, I love the combat in BDO. And there's many different options for you. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to go, Gail. Building aspect, upgrade your settlements. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. And when I bring up this situation like that in the Discord, people are like, this is not about that. Don't compare this game to Fallout 4. I'm like, Fallout 4 came out in 2015. You cleared settlements. You connected them together. It was amazing. That's 2014, 2015. Okay, it's not going to be in here. It's not like that. Fine. I just need to know before I make my purchase.
While learning and mastering your skills is important to winning battles, the equipment you bring to the battlefield can be just as crucial.
What's this? Smithy. Smithy. Yeah, anyone that doesn't like BDO combat, I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you. Yeah, settlement building. I mean, you've got a single player game. You've been working on this game for many years. You don't have to worry about MMO stuff. You don't have to worry about class balance. You can go crazy. Crazy. Smithy. Trumelli is a master of fire and metal at the Hernan Smithy. He can repair all kinds of weapons and armor. Uh-oh. Got to repair. And if you bring the right ingredients, there we go. He'll craft equipment for you as well. So we saw you were mining some ores. Bring these ingredients to the smithy and he will make a piece of gear for you. So we got a little bit more information here. A little bit more information. There is a lady that you can play as, but I don't know exactly how it works, Tina. There are a total of 3 characters that get unlocked. But I think Kliff probably is the driving force. Maybe the other ones are side questing. I'm not sure about that. Secondary, yeah, I don't know if they can become, I don't know how they work, how that works. Or if you just pick one and then keep that character through the whole quest line. Probably you can. I think they separate, you know. You know what? I don't know. I don't know. But here you go. Now you can bring materials.
As you travel across Pywel, you can buy, find, and craft.
You can buy, find, and craft. Now, I think maybe what he means by craft is you're giving the materials to someone. I don't know if you're going to have your own crafting bench.
Craft the gear that gives you the edge in combat.
Now remember, he was fishing earlier in the last video. Is that to make consumables? I'm not hearing anything about consumables in this game.
The mighty blade test.
Equipment shop. Buy, sell.
It's the heart of its master.
See, let's check the currency. Here's what you have. Here's what you can buy. Attack speed, critical hit chance, refine. And so is that his store in the bottom left? What is this? Is this what you have and this is what you're buying? Are you upgrading no, this Bolton hammer and you're going to a Wolf's Fang, I guess. I don't know. Or you're buying this. But this refine thing, how does that work? Thank you, Zini, for coming in. So if it says refine, so is this how you upgrade existing gear? Purchase, price, whatever this currency is, it must be pretty valuable.
Your equipment can be upgraded.
Your equipment can be upgraded for higher stats. Via an NPC. Looks like. Guys, just remember Black Desert Online. How the life skills, how crazy off the charts the life skills are in Black Desert Online. How in BDO you can pick a plant. And it not only gives you a flower, it gives you seeds, potentially. You could use those seeds to plant a farm, and you learn the farming skill system. And you harvest through the farm skill system. The life skills in BDO are insane. What are the people from BDO going to say about this game? Combat's not as good? Professions are not as good? There might end up being some very brutal reviews for this game. There's a hype machine going on right now for this game. And I'm being a little bit cautious as an ex-BDO player.
Materials for upgrading your weapons, armor, and equipment can be found in a wide...
Okay, we saw him, like, mining something earlier. Here's something else. Looks like some kind of sulfur. So here's the materials you're going to be acquiring, how you do it, how much is here for you, what's your storage, are there storage chests for you, do you have a home base that you can fast travel to, are there weight requirements, I know there's mounts, right? There's so many questions. So many questions. Yeah, I don't know. But BDO's life skills. I remember spending an entire summer back when trade was good many years ago and upgrading my trade profession. Just driving wagons around delivering stuff to get my trade up so that I could get the desert buff at that time so that I could do more trade and earn more money from it trading crates. The BDO unfortunately nerfed a lot of that stuff over the years to where it's now a mob grinder more than anything else.
Range of ways. Through mining and hunting.
Hunting.
Defeating powerful bosses.
Okay.
Through quests and by uncovering them in hidden locations.
So we're talking about all the upgrade materials. Different ways to get it. Even bosses is going to give you upgrade materials. But you also may find some in some hidden locations. There's a treasure chest here. So the good thing I like is being paid for exploration, which I've talked about already a lot today. Getting paid for exploration. So that's good. You find materials to help with upgrades.
You will also be able to customize equipment with extra stats and special effects.
Yeah. Special effect, we talked about this before. We assumed it was going to be like that. So here you got the mystic or whatever this person is. An Abyss gear that can be equipped in a gear socket to gain a range of effects. Can be equipped or removed through the witches in each region. Okay. What is this? Gale, they named some stuff after you. Gale's in the game. They're like, hey, you know, we need some Witcher 3 stuff here. Hey, there's this guy that frickin' he lives in IRL as like Witcher 3.
Mix and match these across your weapons and armor.
Mix and match these across your weapons and armor. Abyss gear. The Abyss gear has been equipped. Destruction levels of destruction. Look at the destruction levels. Destruction level 1. And discover what combinations work best for you in the battlefield and out in the world.
An experiment to discover what combinations work best for you in the battlefield and out in the world.
Good, good.
All of that preparation leads to your greatest tests. Across the continent of Pywel, fearsome bosses rule, waiting for your challenge.
What's this?
They come in many forms: human and beast, steel and sorcery, brute force and mystery. They'll test your limits in different ways. At the end of these hard-fought encounters, special rewards await. Some equipment earned from bosses can even grant access to their signature abilities.
Okay, so some of these, well, you know, Gale, we're laughing with you, not at you. Some equipment earned from bosses can grant access to their signature abilities. We've seen this before, but yeah, Gale's like, 5 years ago, I talked about The Witcher, and you're just not going to let go of it, are you?
Or grant unique effects and bonuses. So build on the strength you gain through each victory. Take down these threats of Pywel and prove yourself a true Greymane.
Okay.
That brings us to the end of this features overview video. We hope you look forward to Crimson Desert's combat and your progression journey as you explore and fight across Pywel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next and final Features overview video.
See, the enemies don't all come in on you at once. They kind of wait. So it's not like you're being like, you know, where you've got to have massive amounts of AoE all the time. They're being a little more patient. Yeah. I like this. Pretty good, pretty good. Spin to win. PS5, Xbox X and S, Steam, Mac, March 19th, 2026. Let me switch the scene for a second. Okay, so I've got the audio turned off on this one. We're not going to watch the whole thing. It's 50 minutes of gameplay from 1 year ago. So a lot of stuff may have changed since then. I think the combat looks pretty good, Zini. I mean, there are a lot of sparks flying around. I think some people have made comments on that. I like it. The more animations, the better, as far as I'm concerned. I like a lot of pretty explosions. The questing is good. The RPG elements look good. Combat looks good. The world looks good. Is there enough to do in the world? How deep do things go? We know there's bosses. Probably some intricate boss fights. There is plenty of exploration. They did talk in the first video about like you cleared a settlement and now it's free for people to travel through. You cleared another settlement and it opens up lumber to help your Greymanes rebuild their houses. Is that just a story? Or is there a subsystem where you're going to be building their houses? Or, you know, are there any in-depth complexities that you're unlocking? We know there's a knowledge system. Because like BDO has a knowledge system, you interacted with someone who was fishing, and you learned how to fish. Fine. So I think story and combat and the Abyss features and puzzles. So I'm seeing a lot to like. Yeah, I think some people were complaining about the sparks. A lot of sparks. And and another thing is, when you're grinding mobs, are you gaining experience points? Like, what is the benefit? Are they dropping gear, loot, coinage? This here is like, let's get to the real, like this is like the intro. Then he just starts walking around town and stuff like that. But this is actual gameplay footage from a year ago. So here, one of his quests is to meet the alchemist. And I think that takes you into, like, the... Providence, is it called? Providence. Library of Providence. You know what I'm doing in my mind? I'm trying to imagine myself playing this game. And the most, like, outside of the combat, because you got to have good combat. Well, here's this thing he's using to open the door. That's going to come into play for sure. In a world this size, exploration and what there is to find is going to be very big for me. But I just don't know what the depth is here. The depth of the combat system, I assume, is going to be good. But the depth of the exploration systems, I don't know, like, how deep that is. From what I can see so far, it's pretty basic, and you're just accumulating things to upgrade your combat. Story, combat, mobs, settlements, and bosses at those settlements. So far, and there's one more video coming. And I don't know what that video is going to be about. So I probably am going to wait until we get the final video and watch and analyze that before I make a decision on whether I want to purchase this game or not. There's some things that are cool, like the dragon, you can fly around, but I don't know if the world's going to feel empty or not. The world is huge. Maybe there'll be enough settlements with different things going on that will make it to where you've got many hundreds of hours of gameplay. Because remember, this is a single-player game. Once you clear out a settlement, I think that's it. I don't think there's a refresh. So you move on to the next thing. The other potential here is that this will serve as a base game with DLC in the future that ramps it up, potentially. But I'm not going to buy this game based on a promise of future DLC. Yeah, thank you, Gail. Really good take so far, and you're raising solid concerns. Yeah, I've seen too many thumbnails on YouTube of saying, I watched Crimson Desert and I'm blown away. I've seen too many thumbnails like that. I'm trying to put my mind's eye into this game and see what my commitment is to continue to play it. You've got to continue to put carrots on a stick on these games. And so far it's like, if you consider the fact that we just don't have a lot of games right now that I'm interested in, that's going to help sway my decision as well. Just not a lot going on for me right now. I've taken Path of Exile 2 up to T15 maps. First time in history I've been able to do that. And it's a pretty poor experience once you really start getting into mapping. Deep into mapping on PoE 2. But I figure since I got to T15 maps, I've pretty much, you've beat the game. You've beaten the game. So, the next league for PoE 2 is quite a ways away. I've got no MMO. So that kind of thing, this could be just a forgettable open world RPG. It's very possible. I'm not going to let happen to me with this game like with what happened with Fallout 76, Starfield, Diablo 4, Guys, the hype meters for those 3 games were through the roof. You were here for it. And what happened to Lost Ark? I don't know what happened to Lost Ark. I think it's probably still a pretty good game. But so far, I'm not seeing the depth here. I'm not seeing the outside of the combat depth potentially. I'm not seeing the depth that like Black Desert Online offers, where you build points and you allocate those points to hire workers to go and mine stuff for you, and you could see those workers running around the map. Black Desert Online has some of the craziest, most amazing in-depth life skilling I've ever encountered. And I would think that the company that's making this game must be thinking to themselves, this is our chance. We nerfed delivering crates in BDO, but we don't have to do that here. Let's set up settlements where he can do this and deliver crates and upgrade his trade skills and be able to become ultimately a king of the empire here. A king of the empire through trade and alchemy and crafting and ironsmithing. And where is all that? Where is all that? Where do I upgrade my trade skills? Where do I set up crate manufacturing that I can deliver between 2 points? Here's your opportunity, Pearl Abyss. You don't have to worry about players complaining about anything because it's a single player game. And then people are going to say, the simps for the game are going to say, it's just not that kind of a game. Go play BDO. Go play Fallout 4 if you want. It's not that kind of a game. When you make a single player game like this and you're Pearl Abyss, you have an opportunity here. I need to find out more before I make my purchase decision. I'm not saying it has to have these certain things, but I'm just asking questions. What are you going to do to keep me in this game? Even Fallout 4 from 2015, you ended up connecting settlements. You put out a radio tower and some random people started showing up. It was the freakiest thing I ever seen in my life. Freakiest thing I ever seen in my life was Fallout 4. You're at a settlement and some people show up. And some dude just decides to randomly stand there because he's guarding your settlement. It's the freakiest thing I ever seen. There's so much you can do in a single player game like this. I'm having some concerns on a number of fronts right now. How much is this game going to capture me? Where are all the carrots to chase besides just good combat and, a few gatherables out in the world? Tainted Grail, never heard of it. Sounds good, Zini. We're all looking for a game to play. And here's Sloppy Octopus, who knows very well about how Black Desert plays. And I'm just going to take a gander here that Black Desert Online players, I don't know if, so far from what I've seen, I don't know if they're going to like this. But when are you coming back to BDO? I don't know. I was talking about it today and I started getting excited. Did they unnerf the crates? They nerfed my crates at some point. It made it to where it's not worth running crates. That was my favorite thing to do. There's one more video coming up. Cali Crate. I'm a professions guy. The in-depth professions and life skills. Hunting. You could spend 8 hours a day working on hunting in Black Desert Online. What is the hunting of this game? Is it you just got a gun and you upgrade your weapon and now you go shoot deer? They do have a knowledge system here, which is good. How deep is this game? How deep is this game? After watching these first two videos, I am not hyped about this game right now, and I could be wrong. Oh, yeah, I know they made it easier. The desert buff, which I worked countless hours on, is so much easier to get now. If they still have it. I spent hours and hours and hours running stuff to upgrade my trade so that I could do the desert buff, and they made it much easier on everything. Based on what I've seen so far of Crimson Desert, you know what I'd rather do? I'd rather go play Black Desert Online, so far from what I've seen. I'm going to hold to that opinion for now. Based on what I've seen here in my play of Black Desert Online, my play of Fallout 4, even to some degree Genshin Impact, to some degree, I would rather play BDO. There were some things in Fallout 4 from 2015, that's 39,000 years ago, that they haven't had an opportunity to put into this game. I need more information, but I am not sold yet on this game. Send all mats to one storage now. There's no more desert buff. Okay, so they've made changes to BDO. The fishing in BDO. The cooking machines. Alchemy, hunting. What have you guys been doing with this game? This game ain't, so far from what I've seen, this game ain't ready. This game needs another year of intricate system building. The combat looks pretty good, but it needs more animations. I think that, you know what I think? And I might be alone. I think this game needs another year in the oven. That's what I think, based on what I've seen so far. One more video coming out. I'm just going to give you my honest opinion, guys. And that's why, when you see 2 days before game launch, when one of the big streamers on Twitch or others have been given early access to this game to stream it for you, right? And the Co-Carnages of the world, not to pick him out personally, that get early access to this game, and they're smiling, telling you how great it is, while under the table they're picking up their paycheck, okay? And getting ready to move on to the next game. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you how I feel. And you know what I mean? I'm just going to tell you how I currently feel. If you haven't played Black Desert Online extensively, and you watch what I watched today, maybe, I don't know if you could formulate a good opinion. Maybe you can. If you haven't played Fallout 4 for thousands of hours, Black Desert Online for thousands of hours, I don't know how you could look at this and say, like, so far from what I've seen, this needs another year in the oven. Where are the in-depth systems in this game to keep me coming back every day? We know they're good storytellers. They're pretty good at that. They're good at making combat, pretty good at that. Where are those systems? Where are those intricate, in-depth systems? Yeah. Okay, guys, again, this stream today, I do appreciate people coming into the Twitch stream. The stream today is also meant for YouTube. So I will be immediately uploading this to YouTube as is. So anyone on YouTube, I hope this was helpful to you to help add to your kit in whether or not you're going to purchase this game or not. And that's the ultimate goal. In today's world, money is, you got to decide what you want to spend your money on. Me personally, based on what I've seen so far, like I said, we've got one more video. I am not going to buy this game at this point in time, based on what I've seen so far. Because the RPG elements start to get a little bit tiring after a while. You know, I need systems that I can grind for and work for. That's what I'm looking for. And the story and the dialogue usually eventually becomes somewhat secondary to me. Looking for those intricate systems that I can work and grind for and become more powerful and eventually dominate all those subsystems and profit from it and become much stronger in battle because of it. Those take precedence for me over a in-depth story, although story is good. Yeah, I gotta, it's all, YouTube is good. It allows me to set it and forget it. So yeah, and I will be doing gameplay streams will be very limited for me in the future. Gaming news streams and react streams is another story. And that's what I love to do anyway. And you guys love to do that too. So we're going to focus on that for the live streams. If there's a big game, a big thing, and we're like everyone's hyped about it and they're coming out with some kind of dev stream or something, I would certainly make time to stream the dev stream and then we talk about it. We've got, I started gaming back in, what was the game everyone was passing discs around on the PC, Castlevania or whatever. Even before then, I was playing in television in the 80s. Even before that, I was this little handheld thing where just dots ran across the screen, and then you go back to the TRS-80, which was just word games that you would load in, just word games. You are now entering the temple. And then you type something and it says, you are now entering this room in the temple. So, and for me, the big thing was the PlayStation 2 and then the Xbox. Well, the Xbox first with Halo, which is just a groundbreaking game, Halo. And then the PS2 with all the games coming out for the PS2. Then went from there. Then PCs finally got more powerful and then switched over to the PC. So I feel like, between me and the people in chat, we can pull from our experiences to give some kind of, review, or even though this game isn't even out yet, this is gameplay provided by the company. We could come to some formulations at this point in time. Yeah, Natty, I go back, I remember in television, and it's like these old consoles. Like, I realize now how much of a gamer I actually was. I never thought of myself as a gamer, but I guess I was a gamer. My first game ever, though, was, I remember sitting at the kitchen table. Maybe I was 15 or 16 years old, and we had this little tablet, and the game was called Pong, where you just turn dials to, you're playing like ping pong. That's my first memory of an electronic game. Some pretty good video here. So for YouTube, yep, Pong. So for YouTube, I'll put the links down to these videos, and I'll try to put some chapters in here, a little bit of chapters, so you can at least jump to the main stuff. And we're just going to call it there. Thank you guys for coming in today. I appreciate it. Thanks, Sloppy, for... Haven't seen Sloppy in a while, and some of you guys haven't seen for a while either. Natty and stuff like that. And the regulars... Thank you to the regulars for coming in. Of course, you know who you are, and I appreciate you, of course. Thank you guys, and hope to see you again on future streams. We will be doing it just like this. Big news streams, big things that need to be covered. We will do a stream for it, put it up to YouTube. Otherwise, we'll just be making YouTube videos and stuff like that. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. It's salad time.